subscriber hype.
What is up, everybody? Hey, yo, sexy Bigfoot. I can't tell right now. Hold on. It was sexy Bigfoot with the 32 months subscribed with Prime.
Jeez. There we go.
GG's, brother. Thank you for the sub. We appreciate it around here. David with the first. Maggie with the close. Not really. It wasn't even close. David was here a long time ago. David had that thing on lock. Welcome,
David
everybody.
was here before I was.
David showed up. He was sitting there waiting. But welcome in, everybody. Hope you guys are excited and ready for the pod, because I know I am. We have, to be honest, I'm gonna give a little bit of a secret away. We don't plan much around here. We have a little note that we put little things in. Michael probably plans the most out of everyone. Most days, flying by the seat of my pants. I am not. I have so many miles on the by the seat of my pants airline that I pretty much fly for free all the time. But this episode, I feel like we have more prepared.
We got a lot.
So
Yeah,
we're
lot.
gonna have to dive in to some of this a little bit sooner than we normally would. I feel like normally we'll the whole
how's everybody doing?
Yeah, the whole thing's kind of just BS all the time.
Glad you're here. Let's go.
A lot of times we're just like, all right, let's just play as many guess the house as we can. But we actually got some stuff to do. We have business to attend to. We'll put it that way. So we are gonna be here for as long as you were at work yesterday. Yes, we are gonna. This is an 18-hour episode of the Guys Who Trust the Drink. I hope you brought snacks, liquids, and Adderall. Because we are
and guns, ammo, Adderall, and lawyers.
It's gonna get real.
Also, shout out to you, dude. Freaking up until you said 3 last night.
Yeah, I got home at I laid in bed at like 3:20.
That's incredible. Good job, man.
So it was me and
You're
David
here to talk about it.
Yep, me and David were out doing the Lord's work,
David,
getting some.
Shout out both of you guys.
Getting some fiber up.
I
will say, today's episode is brought to you in part by Dr. Pepper Vanilla Float.
Ooh, there you go.
Apparently, it's a limited time flavor. It tastes like vanilla Dr. Pepper. So
shocking. But no, that's good.
In case you were.
That sounds amazing, though.
David went 4 a.m. to 4 a.m. David wakes up. David wakes up a lot sooner than I do, so I didn't even think about that. Me and David had to dig underneath the sidewalk with shovels to make a little tunnel, to make a little hole all the way through. It was nothing is quite like sitting on your butt in the grass on the side of a street in the middle of the night, digging under a sidewalk. With one of your best pals, you're down there, you're beating at this dirt, and then you just look up and you see him over there on the other side, and you're wondering, how much longer do I have to do this? But longest was 32 hours straight. My longest go was 37 hours, I think, straight. No, that's probably not right. What you remember? Did I meet you at the hotel in Texarkana that time when I had to go to Edinburgh by myself to do a patch?
Oh, geez.
I flew from Kalispell to Texas, rented a car, drove to Edinburgh, did the patch.
Jeez.
I had to stay up for the patch because I had to do all of the coats, and I just couldn't sleep, and so I was up, and then maybe took an hour nap, and then drove from Edinburgh to Texarkana.
Jeez,
That was a crazy time.
that's
And then
insane.
me, Nick, and shoot, I can't remember his name. It's not Luke.
Jeez.
Ralph.
Ralph. Yeah.
We drove from Hot Springs, Arkansas to Kalispell in one go.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah. I was there for the first leg of that trip because it was.
yeah. Didn't we drop
you
you
guys
off?
were going through Tulsa.
Yeah. So it was like that was like a
nice.
37-hour drive.
Jeez.
All at once.
The longest I went whenever I got promoted to de facto superintendent, there was a 3-day period where I only got 4, maybe 6 hours, and they were not at the same time.
Wow.
It was like, I think the most was 2 hours at a time. That was oof, man, that was bad.
The longest
I can't remember what the regiment.
the longest documented
right?
human has stayed awake is 11 days, 25 minutes, set by a 17-year-old Randy Gardner in 1964 as part of a high school science fair project. Is he okay?
Bro.
Is he still is he still alive?
He's still up.
No
stimulants used? That's crazy. Let's see.
Nothing but raw willpower.
See, I remember being 17 and the all-nighters and lack of sleep that I went through. Can't do it now.
No.
Can't do it anywhere near it now. But the 11 days is insane.
Yeah, I feel like I could do that. No, I couldn't. I couldn't have. But I feel like back in the high school days, you'd do an all-nighter, stay up all day,
Yeah.
not sleep, and be okay. Nowadays, I feel like the Incredible Hulk trying to get talked down. She's like, the sun's getting pretty low, and I'm getting tired, man. The sun's starting to go down. I'm getting wore out. But yeah,
11 days. Even my nephew, who he would go on 4 hours of sleep a day
yeah.
for a while, but not 11 days. That's superhuman, man.
That's next
Nowadays,
level.
my buddy
That couldn't.
Oh man, there you go.
I couldn't do it. Coca-Cola will make you reconsider your life decisions. Why do you say that?
Ooh, here comes the wind.
There is, I will say this right now up front for everyone at the pod. There is a storm over by Michael, so if Michael just leaves or if his room starts to get blown around and then it cuts out, there's probably a tornado.
I'll try and hold off as long as possible, just so you get the footage of a tornado.
Take the camera, it's however long your cord is, I need you to stretch it out and go outside and give us a weather report from outside.
No joke. If it came down to it, I could probably go on Discord on my phone.
Oh, you could.
Videotape it. Yeah.
We have a weather segment with Mike.
That's fun.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh man, it would just be 5 minutes of packing up.
Yeah.
And then running.
Oh man.
No, it's a connected squall line, so we're pretty good. But it's just gonna get windy and.
I know what that is.
Come on, you know what that is. You've lived in Oklahoma for 3 months. You've experienced.
I probably could identify it by the way that it looks, but not by its name. That's for sure.
Sure.
But welcome in everybody.
Fun,
Hope
dude.
you guys are having a good Tuesday. Again, we were not live yesterday because we had an outage at work, and I had to be there instead of here. Justin found a house we could afford in Claremore today. I said nice. Then it would get blown away. Claremore,
right?
Claremore's not that tornado.
Claremore's pretty tight.
Yeah. I feel like they hit around Claremore, but not really in Claremore. There was maybe one.
Yeah, one you were living there?
Yeah.
I think we had one within the last like 3 years, but it was like an F1.
Yeah.
And it was like the south side.
Lightweight.
we've had two F1s come through Owasso this year. So like that should tell you something. But that one was super far south of Claremore. It was nowhere near the city center. I was one of the guys you could trust in Monday evening.
Yeah, we could have went live. I should have just set my phone up on the back of your truck, David, and we could have just done like a live on Buford Highway setting aerial fiber because some ding dong drilled through our ground fiber.
Oof.
Anyhowzers. Actually, last night David was the guy I trusted with my drink. I had a Coke Zero from McDonald's, and I didn't have anywhere to put it, and so I just put it in his truck while I was doing my thing. Anyhow, welcome everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. Michael, I hope you're well as well. We're gonna just kick this right off because I feel like we've got quite a bit to cover, and I don't want to. I feel like every time we push back stuff, we're like, oh, we'll talk about it on the next one. We'll talk about it. We never talk about it.
Yeah.
So I want to try and get. It's very rare we pick up where we left off. What do we want to start with today? Do we want to start with like movie? We could start with.
Is Heather here?
Some of our talking points. I don't know if Heather is here or not. Somebody Discord Heather and tell her to get her cheeks in here. We're about. Actually, I don't know if I want her in here when I review this movie. Am I heard her?
I'm very interested to hear what you.
I don't want to offend Heather. Let's go ahead and talk about the movie. Right, first question I have, Mike. Do you remember what I rated Dumb and Dumber?
No, I could probably maybe find it.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
This week's movie was called Conehead.
Coneheads.
And Coneheads. Brandy with the sub in the chat. Welcome in. Miss Brandy, how are you today? Is the music too loud? Question.
I can't hear it at all.
Oh, I know you can't hear it. She says, tired as hell. Me too. I was up working and I got home at 3:00 last night. Yeah. So this movie, from Branson. That's Family Vegas right there. I'll tell you what. We watched Coneheads. I had this was a Heather recommendation. I had no idea what to expect because I go into all of these the same way with zero expectation. It's Missouri's Vegas, and indeed I've been there. My grandparents live there actually, and I have a couple relatives that work for Silver Dollar City.
There you go.
But it is. As soon as it started, and you can ask Maggie, as soon as it started, it like did the spaceship like coming in, and I said out loud, "Oh, this isn't at all what I thought this was gonna be." I didn't realize this was gonna be an aliens movie. I don't know what I thought this movie was gonna be. To be honest, it's like I hadn't even seen like the cover photo of this, and.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I said this is an hour and a half that I'm not going to get back. When I tell you that this movie, I don't know who this was for, but it wasn't for me. That's for sure. I'll give you a quick little premise of the movie. Aliens come down to Earth, okay, and they get picked up on a radar, and the U.S. Air Force, Coast Guard, whatever it is, tells them to identify themselves. They don't. They get shot down. And then they have to contact their planet and ask for a extraction vehicle to get out of Earth. However, they have to be there for a made-up increment of time that we're not sure what it was. It was obviously a long time. Had to have been, what would you say, 20 years?
Yeah, I think so.
At least that long. They have boob heads. What boobs have you seen? These were the pointiest boob heads you've ever seen in your life. However, they just adapt and try to blend in with society. And that's pretty much the premise of the movie. They blend in until reinforcements come. They get picked up. They go back to their planet. They get sentenced to death by gladiatorial tournament because they got teeth. He wins and then goes back to Earth to live his life on Earth because his daughter likes Chris Farley. So if that's pretty much the whole movie. I told you the entire plot of the movie.
Yeah.
I am at a loss for words for this movie. I will say that every noise that came out of the female boob head's mouth made me want to turn the movie off. It was so bad. Like the screeching and just her talking voice. I was fingers crossed. I was like, surely they've lived in America long enough to change the way that they speak and like maybe the movements that they have. No, they look like a robot with a steel rod shoved up their rear end, walking around with they don't have joints in their bodies. That's what it looked like. Never changed the way they talk, which is fine. Okay, that sounds a little bit racist, but remember, we're talking about aliens, okay? Space ones. And I don't know. I didn't laugh, I think, maybe but one time. And it probably was
Can you remember what it was?
I cannot. It was probably just out of sheer like, ridiculousness of the whole thing and not... Maggie said I didn't laugh ever. Never mind. I was being generous. I didn't laugh at all. I think Maggie told me, she goes, you should probably be under the influence of something watching this movie. And I said, I don't have anything.
I can't imagine what would make it better, honestly. Yeah.
And so, anybody, it's a classic though, ketamine.
Ketamine. There you go.
I can see that, Sexy Bigfoot. I can give you that. I'll give you that it's a classic, and maybe it paved the way for other movies. Brandy, if you watch this movie, get as high.
I wouldn't want to be high on this.
Get as high as you can before hitting play.
Oh man,
Kay would make you fall out through the movie. You'd start seeing everybody with pointy heads. Yeah, I don't know about this one, man. I feel like we've been on a pretty good run without having some like bad, like stinkers. You know, this was a this was a stinker.
Yeah. Gotcha. So I knew about this movie. I remember going to like Blockbuster and seeing the I don't know, not thumbnail. Geez, the cover of this movie on like VHSs, and I was still like, I don't know what's going on. It's just weird people with pointy heads. I later found out. I know, right? No, I corrected it. The cover. I later found out that this was these were characters from an SNL skit.
Okay.
Yeah. Why they still decided to make a movie, I don't know.
They were like, man, this SNL skit smashed, bro. We need to make a whole movie. I think they should have. I think they should have stayed an SNL skit. If they would have just made smaller, if they had just made smaller little thing, I think it would have been better.
In very small increments. That you can't get very annoyed at them. I don't think.
Yeah.
But man, I don't think I hated this movie. The biggest congrats I can give to it is like it had a star-studded cast.
It did,
and that's just like,
I don't know who the aliens were.
I mean, I don't think you would. The dad alien was one of the Blues Brothers, if you remember that.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, which was also an SNL vehicle.
It's crazy that putting a dome on somebody's head, or a point, or a cone, or whatever you want to call it, that's completely hairless, changes the way that they look 100%.
They're like, and they saw that and they're like, this is comedy gold.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Love the
a
tomato.
His name is Thomas. Thomas the tomato.
Aww. Shout out Thomas. Let's see. Oh, so I don't think it did too well. $30 million budget. Gross worldwide in the box office was 21 million. So yeah, It did not
flopped.
Break even. Man,
that's rough.
It's so weird because I've heard this. Later, Kevin.
Later, Kev.
I've heard this movie mentioned so many times growing up. Weird that it didn't perform very well. But
I don't find it weird at all that it didn't perform.
No, yeah, right. Wait, what was I saying? Doesn't matter. Let's see, the box office. Oh, what I wanted to say was I realized while watching this movie, if you don't know, I knew it was on SNL and I knew it was kind of a popular skit.
Sure.
If you didn't know that, this is the craziest movie ever.
Lost.
And completely lost. Don't get it whatsoever. It doesn't explain any. Well, I mean, it explains where they came from. Yeah. But it doesn't explain anything to do with the movie. I feel like maybe it did better post opening year. Maybe. Yeah. Man. This was, I think my first note was like, oh, so they hadn't invented autism yet with these characters. But even then, it was like, gosh, they were so annoying. I hated
go for it.
Every noise they made.
Yeah.
I was just like, this isn't funny. There was two bits where they were eating stuff. I was like, oh, that's kind of clever. But not funny.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, that's a creative way of doing that.
Yeah.
And man,
you're so right.
Couldn't do it.
Every little noise like that. Yeah. It's just all of it. You want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Oh, I don't know if it plays loud enough.
Yeah. And I think we talked about this with Dumb and Dumber. It's the ability to make a silly face or make a silly noise just doesn't cut it for me.
Yeah.
Comically,
I agree.
It has to be implemented in a clever way. Oh no. Man.
I'm working on it, Brandy. I'll play it again for you. Keep talking, Mike.
Yeah, no, I was trying to find some interesting stuff about this movie, and it just seemed like everything was it just wasn't interesting. Like celebrity gossip. It's weird that it came out in '93. When I was watching it, I was like, oh, this must have been like the mid '80s. And then I saw it came out in '93, and I could not believe it.
It came out when?
1993.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I can't think of any movies like comedies that came out at that time, but I feel like they moved on from that. I don't know. It's super quiet. Oh no.
Hold on. Nobody say anything.
Ominous until.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
I don't know why it plays so quietly.
Oh no.
That just must be like a quiet sound because it is turned up all the way on my end. Happy belated anniversary, by the way. Thank you, Sexy Bigfoot. No, but you're right. What were we saying? You're right about.
Oh, Maggie brought this up.
Oh, the sounds.
She said something like, I laughed once and I felt bad about it. The only time I like laughed was it when it kept cutting to him and he had different ways of like disguising his cone.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and even then it was like a pun. Like Maggie said, I felt embarrassed for laughing at it. It was just a like
it.
Yeah, it was a pun of a joke. It was a gag.
It's so. See, now that one's loud. It's louder than I am, so if it starts playing, it will not stop. Brandy, thank you so much for those bits. It is so like growing up, we had stupid movie nights, and these are movies. Dumb and Dumber would be one of them. Even though I did not find it super funny, it's one of those movies that's like so stupid that it is funny. Or like there's what's that one? I always forget the name of it. It's the one with a Canadian Mountie and he's like on his horse backwards.
Man, I almost want to say Crocodile Dundee. That's not it.
That movie. Any of like the Ernest movies, like Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Goes to Africa. Those movies are like so stupid that they're funny. This movie, I feel like broke, the threshold of so stupid that it was just stupid. Like that's how I was just like, I felt like they tried to maybe put all of their eggs in one basket of hoping that the aliens were just funny. Like the way that they looked and the way the little like there was no like funny jokes really in the movie that I could find. I think
it was like all gags.
Yeah, it was just not. I feel like it could have been way better. I feel like if they had let Chris Farley be the head alien, or maybe if the aliens didn't, if the aliens weren't robots. I don't know why the aliens spoke like robots. It's like, are you sentient
are you a robot
beings
or an alien?
Yeah, are you sentient beings or not? Like, why are you talking like robots?
Oh man.
And for that reason, it's a no for me, dog. You know what I mean? Like if we're playing the pass, rent, or buy, I have to go pass on this. I just unless you're doing it as a gag, like, hey guys, let's watch this really stupid movie, and you're high or extremely drunk.
Okay. I would rather, if I was trying to, I think we may have touched on this, but like if a comedy is stupid, it is not good for like a comedy watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if the comedy's not funny, it's not good. It's movies like first thing pops in my head is like the Star Wars prequels, which like that there's a lot of emotions on that.
Yeah.
Where you can laugh because of all the memes.
Yeah. Dudley Do Right is the Canadian mounting one. That's thank you, Sexy Bigfoot.
Right. And this one, so Ernest movies, like, and I don't know about Dudley Do Right, but Ernest movies are for kids, right? So there's like a
Sure.
huge level of silliness connected to it, but at least like you can show it to kids. This,
yeah.
would you show it to kids?
Kids wouldn't get it.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I don't get it.
Yeah, it's it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, Ernest, I feel like is one of those movies that like is made for younger audiences, but it's funny enough and like not kid enough to not watch as an adult.
Yeah. They're amazing as adults.
They're so funny as an adult. The Ernest Goes to Africa is probably one of my favorites.
Nice.
And it is a movie that my family quotes.
Very good.
And it's just so funny. My dad will say like, "May the fleas of 1,000 camels never infest your bedroom drawers," and that's something that Ernest said. Like he pretends to be like a manservant and like is helping remove baggage from this guy's car, and he's like, "Thank you, you can leave now." And he's like, "Would the fleas of 1,000 camels never infest your bedroom drawers?" And he like bows really deep. It's so funny.
Dude,
but this movie,
great.
I don't even think there's quotes that I could quote from this movie. And another thing in this movie that I didn't get or didn't like is the made up words that they were using. It like,
sure,
like it. I would get it if when they first come down they're using weird words.
But the whole time.
But they were just like making up words for stuff, and it's like I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. I could like it was a disconnect for me.
So there's obvious parallels between like for maybe some commentary on immigration.
Yeah.
But I feel like
the shot
hindsight
collars.
and looking back at
the
it.
funniest part to me was the shot collars. The guy's idea about putting. He was like, you catch him,
yeah.
you put one of these collars on him, and then you send him across and leave the line in the sand. Go ahead.
What was I saying? Oh, this seems kind of like it could be taken as making fun of like immigrants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not like in a, I don't want to say constructive way, or like not even in a funny way. It's just like, let me do immigrant jokes about a made up immigrant.
Yeah.
I
can see that.
So they're like still using their, because there's a lot of little things. They were still using language from their planet.
Yep.
They found everything peculiar. I did let. There was one joke when they were raiding their first house. The government was raiding their first house, and they're like, the only thing we have to go off is this Mardi Gras costume. That made me laugh because it's like their outfit.
That was funny. The only other thing that I like can acknowledge as something to appreciate is when he was asked to do the fireworks, and it like
that was pretty.
It like
nice.
gave everybody sunburn. That part was funny.
That was a good subversion. Yeah,
and it was like, okay, that's like a good attention to detail as far as like, we're not just gonna make this like a super bright light. It's gonna physically give everyone like windburn or sunburn look. I felt like that was funny, but not enough to laugh. But like,
oh sure,
like funny, like oh, that's good attention to detail.
Yeah, and like good character joke because you expect him not to be competent at fireworks, and then it subverts that and shows, oh my gosh, it's Joy!
Joy, what's
Let's
going on?
Thank God, I was getting depressed over this freaking
Yeah.
topic.
All right. Let's go ahead and rate it. What are you giving Coneheads? First of all, pass, rent, or buy.
Pass.
Pass.
Yeah, I would say pass. Go watch an Ernest movie.
What's your 1 to 10?
Jeez. Quality wise, like a 5. I mean, there wasn't it was a competently made movie, so I guess 6. In terms of enjoyment, 4.5. Like, at bet. Well, no, because I didn't even enjoy it that much. It was kind of a slog. Maybe 2.5, 3.
Yeah. I don't remember what I rated. Gotta go eat dinner though. Might be back. Come on back.
Fair.
Come on back now. You're here. I don't remember what I rated Dumb and Dumber. It had to have been.
It wasn't a 0.
It wasn't a 0.
I don't think it was more than a 3.
I don't think so either. I was gonna say it's either a 4 or below. This movie is below Dumb and Dumber for me. I would pass on this movie. I wouldn't even rent it again.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 2.
There you go.
It wasn't. It wasn't bad enough to where I was like, I want to turn this off. So I can't go like all the way 0. But it was bad enough to where I was like, is it almost over yet? Kind of a thing.
Is that what is it? Apathy is worse than hatred.
Yeah.
It's like I don't care enough to hate this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This was a stinker. Funny to talk about. It's funnier to talk about now than it is to watch the movie.
That could be said about Cats. Like, I was just thinking,
we could rate the movie and then how much fun we had to talk about the movie. Cats was like a 9.2.
Yeah,
because we got to.
It was the biggest.
We became cats ourselves, and then talked about the movie for
so good.
For almost. I want to say we almost talked about Cats like for an entire hour. Like it was almost.
We did an entire episode.
The entire episode was about cats.
Like that one shouldn't even be numbered. It should just be the cat episode.
Yeah, the cat episode. But this one's not even that good. Like it was
because like I was thinking, oh, maybe it's dumb enough that I could watch it with my nephew and we could joke about it. No, it's not. No. It's not even that.
It's
man.
So Heather, if you watch this in the VOD or you're watching right now, sorry.
We still love you.
Sorry for dogging this movie so hard, but I have to be consistent, and I consistently will.
Honest.
I will hate on movies that are not good. I did not enjoy this movie, but thank you for the suggestion anyway.
Dude, so you know how like sometimes whenever we talk about it, we give it a higher rating.
Yeah.
This one we talked about, and I was like, no, it's worse than I like was gonna give it credit for.
That's what I was hoping that by some miracle you would come in with some like insight on this movie and it would make it funnier. No, it just was like
I explained it with SNL, but like it doesn't make it funnier.
It doesn't make it better. Anyway, moving on. Not the best movie. What's our next week movie? Do you have it?
Let me check. What's that tornado warning? Gosh dang it. Got a tornado warning. But hold on.
Tornado warning.
Let's see.
Whoop whoop.
Dude, and one of the first scenes it had Eddie Griffith and Sinbad in the same shot, and I was like, oh, two great stand-up comedians. Can't wait for this. No. Let's see. Film order. Heather. Let's see.
Who's next? I forget.
Oh, that might be, if nobody suggests, that's going to be the end of the season.
That's the end of the season.
Yeah, so it would be a killer movie.
Here's the question. We have It's episode 49. We have 3 episodes left.
Mm-hmm.
Should we just wait for season 3? Or I feel like that's 3 weeks that we could be catching up on our movies.
Yeah, I think we could keep going, right?
We could keep going. Okay, we'll keep going.
We could have a special, do something special for the 52nd, which I think Six Bigfoot, Kevin. Hold on, 1, 2, 3. No, Kevin would be the 50th or the season finale
Okay.
one. But yeah, we can do something special for sure.
All right. So it's the season's starting over. We're back to Caleb. Is Caleb first in the list?
Yes. Sorry. Double checking on this tornado.
Yeah, no worries. And with Caleb, he'll have to pick which one, yeah? Because he's got a bajillion of them. Or do we just pick which one we want to watch?
Yeah, well, we either have him pick or we pick.
Okay. Anyway, let me know if you need to bounce or whatever because of the storms.
Looks like it's going towards Tgytwyd. It's gonna nip Collinsville if it's on the ground. I might be able to get a shot of it.
Mike's gonna run outside. Mike, jump in your car and go find it. Go find it.
Yeah, tornado. Okay, 1 second. Can you talk for like literally a minute?
Yeah,
I'm gonna see if I can see it from my backyard.
Yeah, go for it. So, oh wait. We'll go to nope. What the heck? Mike turned his camera off, so now it's just this. Hold on. Oh,
no.
Wait, he's back.
Hi. Sorry, I'm back.
It took me that long just to try and figure out how to get the camera back on. Technical difficulties. Yeah, Maggie said technical difficulties last the whole time Mike's gone. And we're back. How's it looking out there, Mike?
Can't see it from where I'm at, but I've got a good old what's his name? Gosh, I can't think of his name. Travis Meyer.
Yeah.
Playing, who is a local hero.
Travis will take care of you.
Just around here. But yeah, looking like, I think if it headed straight towards us, it would still be too far north. Actually, man, it's right on the Tgytwyd. We should be fine. I got it in the background.
All right. Well, let's move to your first topic that you have on the list of average male fantasy. Absolutely need to discuss this story, it says on our notes.
Okay. So,
and while you talk about that, I'm going to make sure that this is going to work.
Yeah, for sure. Came across this today. There was a post on Twitter from the beginning of May. And it kind of blew up. Not in a great way, but I sent it to Justin here. Just to see.
Okay.
Just to, like, watch it.
Okay. Everybody hold tight.
Excuse me.
You're going to have the wrong look here for a second. And then I'm going to fix it. Okay. Okay, why is it being stupid? There it goes. There we are. Okay, we've got the whole thing in the screen now. All right, I have not seen this yet, just in case anybody's wondering. But I trust Michael.
Oh. So yeah. The caption was sent second. I don't know if that's seen, but
It's not
this
showing.
Twitter, this Twitter account just said all men just have perverted fantasies in quotes, and then it says the average male fantasy, and then a colon, and then this video.
In this
right?
video. Okay.
Yeah.
And here we
Go.
go.
Your morning eyes, I could stare like watching stars. I could walk you by an hotel without a thought. You'd be mine, would you mind if I took your hand tonight? No, you're all that I want beside. I imagine we fell in love on the under moonlight skies with you. I think I'll picture us here with the waves, the ocean's colors on your face. I'll leave my heart with your air, so let me fly with you. Will you be forever with me?
All right. There it was.
Okay. So, what do you think about that?
I think it's correct. I mean I think what the clip is showing is that whoever made the post and then they were like, nah, this is it, really is saying that all men really want is someone to share the experience that is life. It's corny, but yeah, less dramatized version. Yeah. That's definitely like, I don't want to be an anime man with an anime girl doing whatever.
Right.
I want to be me. But it is, at its core, it is what I think most men want is purpose through enjoying life with someone else. That's what I'm getting from. But you said it's controversial.
So it's sparked controversy. Okay. So this is what's going on from the other side of
get
this.
away from them.
A lot of people are saying that. Whenever I see this video, I think of like taking care of somebody and having like sharing life.
Sure.
Right. A lot of people see what Maggie's joking about. And have just started, I would say the majority of Twitter, and they're serious about this.
What side of
Say
the
this.
what side of the conversation are these people? Like who are they? Men, women?
I mean, yeah, some men,
Okay.
mainly women. Literally, that's amazing. Yeah, it's women, and I would assume women who use Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
This just the heinous things that are being said about this video and people who like this video. Not a lot of people concerned about the ableism aspect of it, but there are a few who care about that. Just trying to think if there's a way. I hate looking at the videos. Women reset every month though.
Yeah, she might be able to walk next month. I don't.
There were people saying like, "Oh yes," the biggest thing was somebody who can't get away from you. Men want to
Yeah.
control you, and don't want you to get, which is crazy to me.
Yes, because
One, I had
the woman in the video looked very in distress and like she was
Right.
trying to get away.
Yeah, and they were saying like it's glorifying the life of. There was somebody else who was saying it was glorifying the life of somebody who wasn't able-bodied, and people in the comments were like, the movie this is from talks about the struggles that she has to deal with and all that stuff. Let's see backwards. She kind of did what? She did what?
I would like to see how many of the people that are commenting this are disabled. Because
What, mentally?
all of them are mentally disabled. I'm talking about physically disabled. It's
Oh man.
it's like that whole movement where women were shaving their heads and being like, oh, we're doing this so that men don't want us anymore. And then they totally like spit in the face of women who can't grow hair because of cancer or because of whatever. And it's like, oh,
Right.
okay, so just because I'm bald, men don't want me now. It's like she's in a wheelchair, but that's not the point. Like that's not the vocal point of the movie. It would have been just the same if she'd have been walking around.
Right.
But
So I'm trying to find it again so I can quote some of these tweets.
yeah, it is. Go ahead.
The only thing I can say to this is that the person who posted it, it's an anime profile. And it's a profile that I wouldn't want my kids exposed to.
Sure.
Not that it's, I mean, it's gratuitous, but it's not, I don't know, predatory. I don't know. So the only thing I can think of is like with that context, you could have a dark interpretation of it.
Sure.
Geez, where is this?
However, if you would have found another movie clip that was live action, real people with the same scenario, people would still be saying the same thing.
Oh, sure, probably. Sorry, I don't know how to use Twitter. I can't tell.
I don't know how to use this X
Hey,
thing.
dang
What's this French entangling thing?
Oh yeah, it is X, isn't it?
It is. X.com.
X gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah, I can only reply. So yeah, this caused a bit of a firestorm, and okay, so having 3 sisters, I can't fathom trying to control them.
Yeah.
Trying to control somebody. But it's just so
I could see
dark.
that if the point of the video was to say that I want a woman who can't get away,
right.
then the clip would be less out in public and at the aquarium and at the park and at the ocean, and it would be more just like in a building, in a house, never outside. You know, like then it would be like that's a little suspicious because they never went out somewhere. But it's ridiculous that, I mean, it's the way the internet works. They're just haters. You know what I mean? Like, that is all that is. And I tell you what, there are a lot of them out there.
Man.
Truthfully, it
So
was
this-
just a
I
sweet little love
found-
story. Exactly. That's what it is.
Right, it's cute.
Even if you don't like anime, you can, like Maggie, you can still find the cute little sweet love story out of it.
Right. And I'm not there is creepy anime. But this isn't
100%. This
You know what I
isn't it.
mean?
Yeah. Maggie finds all anime creepy, so it doesn't matter.
Have you seen the have we talked about this before, but the theory that anime is like the people in anime are actually like cat people?
Yep. We've talked about
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
The art is based
uh,
off of like their faces are kind of cat.
proportions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, if you don't like cats, I especially wouldn't think you like anime. I'm not a huge fan of anime. There's some
not-
things that I like,
It's
but
not my speed.
yeah, there's so much bad things about it connected to it. Jeez Louise. Okay.
Give us some of these comments.
Well, one was disproven, but this person says, I've seen this a lot. One person says men will statistically leave their wives and partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have life-threatening conditions. You're right, it's a fantasy. The what do you call it? The study that they're referring to, this people who made the study themselves came out and said, "Hey, these numbers are way too skewed. We accidentally did the numbers wrong." It's like within a 5% differential.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I think originally it was like a 30% differential. Let's see, this is... I actually know somebody who's in this situation who just got married, and they seem very happy.
Yeah.
Both of them.
I think it's absurd to
gosh.
think that.
Oh, this one. Men like to pretend they want this and then beat their wife when dinner isn't ready, or their son when he is misbehaving. Like, these poor people. If that's your 100% experience, holy crap.
Yeah.
Uh,
People. There is a large swath of people in the world whose experience of people is not good. And a lot of people have experienced not good people.
Right.
However, there is a large amount of people who can't let that go. And they project that onto everyone.
Yeah, no. And it definitely, like you said, definitely happens, and it's freaking tragic. It's not every guy.
Yeah.
And this is like, why is this here? They seem to be in a really good relationship.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I just saw.
It is. It's the way it is. Just, you can't put anything on the internet that's like, oh, this is actually what dudes want, without the feminists coming in and being like, actually.
Well, there's dudes coming in here and being freaking pigs.
But I
can't defend.
I think this is what happens,
man.
though, is like somebody makes this and puts it out there, and I would almost guarantee you that those guys hadn't showed up until the women started being weird about it, and then they were like, okay, well, let's just give it to them. You know, like, that's how it works.
No.
That's because women know better than men.
What about specific? Well, sure. Let's see. Oh dear God, the pendulum swing in these comments, is insanity. Oh, a lot of people saying that this is a fetish. That they
to have a disabled person.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Dude, okay, somebody said it's fine to love God. It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you of that, but glorifying it, this anime is almost certainly Marxist propaganda.
They're like, yeah, it's propaganda.
Oh boy.
But then,
my gosh.
Listen, this is just disabled representation.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Like, you can't put anybody in anything and then people be like, oh, they just did that because it's a fantasy. Or maybe they just chose to put her in a wheelchair, you know?
Good Lord.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, this is insanity.
I have been on the internet the past couple of days and seen a lot. I don't know how I got on this side of the internet where it's like I'm on the opposite. I'm on the wrong end. You know what I mean? Like I'm on the flip side of people that are. It's typically videos making fun of the people that I'm watching now. You know what I mean? That's what I normally have.
Oh, really?
And now I have the flip side where they're like, it was this dude and he was like, women, tell me things that men have called you or done or whatever so that I can do it to Republican men or blue collar men or something. He said, I think he said blue collar. And Phil was in the comments, bro. He was in there like commenting back to these things and like, oh, that's a good. I'm like, Phil, bro. Anyway, I saw this video and I read all the comments. They were just the most stupid stuff, right? And there was one woman in the comments that was like defending the like, why are you the perpetuation of the toxicity of being like, instead of stopping it, you know, if and yes, they are blue collar people or men in general call women bad stuff, do terrible things. Mm-hmm. If that's the case, doing it back, like you learn this as a child. If you do it back, it just makes it worse, right? In my opinion, or in my experience, I would say. You know what I mean? Like being toxic back to somebody who's being toxic is not usually how it's like fighting fire with fire.
Oh, right? It just
causes more toxicity. But apart from that, I was like, brother chose the wrong demographic to come after because newsflash, brother, who clearly was not in the blue collar industry.
Right.
We say worse things to each other than we say to women. And so you saying those things, like I read the comments, I don't remember any of them, but I was like, you saying any of that to a blue collar man is either going to get you punched in the face if he thinks you're being serious, or they're not going to give a flying fart about it.
Or they'll think it's like, or they'll think it's hilarious.
Yeah, they'll think it's hilarious and they'll go go use it on their buddy.
So it was like a guy asking for
it was a dude
women to say what
he was like, women, what are some things that blue collar men have said to you, like in a derogatory, like one of the comments was you'd be prettier if you smiled more.
Yeah.
Just like very generic, very all of that.
You get punched so fast.
Like
oh,
if a dude said that to another dude, that dude's gonna think you're gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're gonna get hit with a power washer.
Yeah, a 2x4 is gonna come flying your way. Like I don't think he was thinking all the way through. And he was really like, I'm gonna stick it to him and I'm gonna start calling dudes this, and it just didn't make any sense.
That's jeez. Gotta love it, dude. Have you seen those videos where gals will say, like, they'll catcall blue collar workers, and the blue collar guys are like, like
that's what I'm saying.
Excited.
We as the blue collar community, I don't think people realize our mental state. I don't think they know where we're at. I think they think that we're on their level, and so when they say hurtful things, they think that we're gonna be hurt.
Right.
Like you cut something a 1/16 of an inch too short or too long, you are getting verbally abused for the rest of your life about that one thing. You're getting a nickname that has to do with that. You're getting, and everybody, including the new guy, is gonna call you it. You know, like, it's you coming up and doing things like that is not gonna achieve the goal that you think it's gonna achieve.
No.
And it is it's hilarious I sat there and watched the video, and I was just like, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
There's also oh, go ahead.
Well, this guy also, from the sound of it, he's probably not going to be able to, like, he's probably not going to actually go up to these guys and say anything.
On the internet, I'm
At
sure.
most, he might say it, like, in his car.
Yeah.
And
as he's driving
like, scream
by.
it as he's driving. Yeah. It's just, you mean, like, wait, what'd he say?
Yeah.
Like,
what's that guy's problem?
yeah. Also, I do want to say, like, going back to the Twitter thing, there are evil people out there.
100%.
It's just, it's so much, like, it's, what I saw in that video was such a stark contrast to what people thought I saw in that video, you know? And it's crazy to me.
It's
and sad.
What's
that
crazy
people
is that people, so if there was 10 dudes, one of those guys thinks that way honestly, like, oh yeah, I want a woman who's disabled or can't get away or whatever. The rest of those 9 see what me and you saw, right? And then the one woman who has bad taste in men met the dude, the 10th guy, and now she just puts that on all the other guys. And it's like, okay, like, I can't win for losing because you've already cast that on, you know, like, I can't change your perspective now.
Yeah. And yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah.
And if you're like, if typically on, at least with people who are fighting on the internet, if they're attracted to that type of guy, they'll keep, like you said, they'll keep going for that kind of guy. And then it'll seem like all guys are like that. And it's like, no, you're...
Yeah, I've dated 50 men and they're all the same.
Guys.
You keep dating the same 50 men. Each one of those guys is exactly the same.
Oh, it can absolutely happen to guys too.
100%.
That's like,
but we weren't talking about.
And you gotta hope on your bros to say, hey, she's crazy.
Yeah. No, it definitely can go both ways.
Yeah.
But it is, you know, it's definitely a skill to be able to give each person that you meet a fresh, like, go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not just judge a book by its cover.
For sure.
But the internet will always
also
have.
I would say I don't know how safe it is, but it's pretty safe to catcall construction workers.
Actually, I encourage you. Okay, I encourage you to catcall construction workers.
If there's other people there, like if it's a busy Walmart, please do it.
Do not do it one-on-one, but drive by. If you're driving by a construction site, freaking catcall the heck out of them. It will make their year.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
We've had women drive past our job site. I was in a hole, so I didn't even see them, but I heard people yelling, and they drove off, and I popped up, and I was like, "What was that?" And David was like, "These two ladies were catcalling Corbin," and I was like, "Dude, that's freaking awesome!" I was like,
"Oh, that's great."
Couldn't even see them, but
that's true. You have that.
Yeah,
man.
I think that was when we were out on Norcross, I think, David. But yeah, it is.
Dude,
it is crazy. I don't know what goes on in their brains. Obviously, it's some trauma. There's some life experiences that they've had that caused them to be the way that they are. Saw TikTok today, and it was like trimming up my bangs so that all the men stay away from me. And it was this lady like cutting her bangs like super short. Or she was like trimming up my feminist haircut or something like that. And apart from her hairstyle, and this is just mean, to be honest, but apart from her hairstyle, nobody is gonna approach her anyway. So she was safe before she cut
There's
her
a
hair.
lot of red flags before that.
She had gauges in her ears that I could probably put my fist through. So I was like, you just keep those up. You're probably
you're good.
You're gonna get like biker dudes and maybe a skateboarder.
I don't even know about biker dudes, like skateboarders for sure.
It's she looked pretty rough. However, I'm not I'm not trying to dog on people, but it's
Also,
like to post something like that and be like, I don't want the men around me. Like, okay.
If you do want to insult a blue collar worker, which you shouldn't, but some of them are with cages. Some of them, whatever. You can't insult them with these like cat calls. You gotta say, "Oh man, you guys get paid way too much."
Yeah.
That'll start a fight.
Yeah, you drive by and be like, "Hey, that ain't straight. That part right there, that ain't straight."
That's like you can't park there to somebody who's like the car's on fire.
Or you like roll up. How much you guys get paid to do this? Dang, I wouldn't pay that much. That's crazy.
Oh man.
No, I feel like blue collar workers are already we're seasoned in the psychological warfare that is making fun of each other.
Insults, yeah.
However, most all construction workers are this far away. They're this close to the edge. So
you're playing with fire.
Take that with a grain of salt. You start going a little bit too much. I'm telling you, it's this much.
Oh man.
Gotta tell them their hands are soft. No, see that's not even good.
Even soft hands.
It's not even good enough.
Thank you.
I'm telling other people they got soft hands. I told David he had soft hands the other day.
Yeah. They've also been to prison. Oh, dude, can you imagine like coming up to a work site and be like, "Y'all look like you drink Pink Monster," and then go off? You're getting a hammer in the back of your window.
They've also been to prison. A lot of them have been to prison. Me and David started this thing called White Monster Wednesday, and we just smash a white monster on Wednesday. It is listen, white monsters for white monsters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyhow,
that's why I drink the black one.
That's why I drink the black one. Damn it. I'm gonna pull up another clip. We're gonna watch another video.
Bro, you gotta defend yourself in the comments.
Yeah, Wednesdays I'm this close. That's the day I'm this close. Oh, hold on.
To be fair, yeah, Wednesdays make sense.
But it just made it just it rhymed, so we went with it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We have
It
like
didn't rhyme.
the middle.
It's not rhyming, but what is it? White Monster Wednesday. They both have a W. I don't know.
Cadence.
It just sounds good rolling off the tongue.
Man, we are right in the middle of the storm,
monster.
And I can't hear anything out there. So the insulation's working, but also that's kind of weird.
Is it a little bit ominous?
On the noose?
Ominous.
Oh, geez.
I was just being silly.
Yeah, no, my oh, never mind. No, screw it. This is a show. The black part of me got real nervous.
Okay. Hold on, let me pull.
Alliteration.
Are you going to be able to see this?
What is it?
Have you seen the KFC commercial?
I have not.
Okay.
Is there any way you can send it to me? I'll watch along.
Yep. Ah! Stop playing.
Speaking of making the black part of me nervous.
What?
KFC.
Share. Copy. Okay, 1 second. Be right back, everyone. I gotta change my
Is
screen.
it DM?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
DM it to you on Discord. Paste. All right. We are back. Window capture. There's that. I think. Hold on, I gotta resize it. It's always different sizes. Okay. I am ready. Have you seen this,
All right.
Mike?
No, I have not seen this.
Fire
2 months
fire
ago,
only
huh?
burns with fuel. I'm curious about David's thoughts on this one. Oh, on the
KFC?
the commercial. We have to do something to play with one another, or else things get boring. Oh yeah. Me and Maggie sometimes get into fake arguments.
Aw, that's cute.
Just for funsies. We actually got into a little bit of an argument. Not really. We were debating, and you know how I get when I get debating. I just kind of get carried away. I got carried away. Anyhow, well, moving on. We're not talking about that. We're talking about this. The KFC. Apparently, this is a part 2, but this is the one I was shown. So
Okay.
here we go. Hitting play in 3, 2. Wait. False start. I had to turn the music off. Let me make sure the sound is coming through.
Sure.
Okay, it's coming through. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. It's crazy they got Greta Thunberg in this.
Holy crap, is that her?
No,
Okay.
that was a joke. Keep in mind, this is a KFC commercial.
Yeah, this is better than the Acolyte.
And that is it. Believe. Oops, wrong button. Believe in chicken. Are you
Bro.
Amelia.
I don't know. Am I muted?
talk?
Hello, hello, hello.
No, you're not muted.
Fascinating.
I want you to tell me what you think that's about. I want you to give me what's your
What that's about?
yeah. What is your reaction to that? What are they trying to convey?
Honestly, I think they're just trying to get people to interact, to say what WTF was that. But in terms of storytelling, I have no clue. That was with the music, I am taken aback. So yeah, a cult.
So
gravy.
This is what I'm thinking. Okay.
Okay.
Just at face value. And this is not fully my thoughts. I saw a video that a guy was like,
that's a good point. Sorry.
yeah, he the video, he says, I don't think I trust KFC chicken anymore. He goes, they took this man, dipped him in gravy or grease or whatever. He didn't know what it was. I think it was gravy.
Yeah.
And then pulls him back out of the water, gravy, and he's chicken. And then it says, believe in chicken. It seems
that's a good point.
It seems a little sketchy.
Greeny.
A little bit sketchy. I don't like that he turned into chicken. Because does that mean that
Well,
people-
and that's something because you love magic.
yeah, I love magic. That wasn't magic. That was sorcery and witchcraft. And I don't like it. That
Gosh, I love that so much.
so KFC is the other white meat or people? I don't know. Is KFC feeding us people?
It seems like they're low key announcing that it's human protein.
That,
Yikes.
or that was some kind of weird cult and that guy got baptized in gravy
Right.
and became chicken. Both ways, he becomes chicken, and I'm still convinced that it's human meat.
Yeah, that was Soylent Green, yeah. Man. So, like, if you read in between the lines, it's people. But if you read directly, it doesn't make sense. It's like, oh, how weird. Although, I need to check because this seemed very reminiscent of Hot Rod.
Hot
So
Rod.
I'm wondering the movie.
Oh.
I'm wondering if Andy Samberg had anything to do with this. Because this
Also,
seems like a Lonely Island.
I feel like by the time it's long enough, the video's long enough
yeah, that's part 2.
that you forget what happens at the beginning. The girl who picks him up and puts him in the gravy is a chicken.
Yeah, in the beginning.
She's
Yeah.
a chicken.
Hold on. There's no part 1? Oh, wait. There's a part 1.
So the chickens are out here turning people into chicken. Into fried chicken.
Yeah. Never heard of the chicken overlord theory. Heard
What's
of the
chicken?
lizard one.
What's the chicken overlord theory?
No, I'm just saying that's what this is.
Oh. KFC is connected to the mob, and that's how they get rid of bodies. They're saying tenders aren't chicken, but human. I don't know. That's the question. It's a thinker.
Do you want to see the first part? Because it's only 2 minutes. And it starts off nowhere near.
Sure. Let's see part 1.
What the
Send it
heck?
over.
Okay, hold on.
Maggie in the other room. Yeah. Let's see it. All right, send it over, and I'll put
One second.
I'll put it on. Actually, I'll just YouTube it.
I got you. It wasn't
Hold on.
the last video they posted, and it doesn't say part 1. It just says believe in chicken.
Welcome to the new.
All right, hold on, and boop, and boop. Okay, starting part 1. Believe in chicken. Pause music. And go.
Welcome to the news at 11, where we'll be chatting to the Minister for Artificial Intelligence about recent accusations that he's not real.
Just don't get it anymore.
Yeah, that girl's a chicken. The chickens are invading.
In light of recent events, it begs the question, what can we even believe in anymore?
They're like zombies, but with chicken movements. Okay, what?
Why does every commercial have to have a dance number?
Oh,
Hold on.
That's the-
I have to double check.
that's the least
Okay,
of
yeah,
my.
and-
That's the least of my worries. Are
What is going on?
is KFC creating their own conspiracy to sell more chicken?
Probably. The mad world we live in is an unreliable place. Disappointment haunts you wherever you turn. The weather, your partner, your job, your team, the ability to get a seat on the train. The fact that crisp packets are half full. Oh, so it's British. Oh, this is a British commercial. Both of them. What do we even believe in anymore? Don't lose hope. There's still something to trust, something to believe in. Chicken. It's always good, always there, and always crispy. Believe in chicken. Huh.
Okay, wait a minute. The title of this part 2 is
Yeah.
Do you find yourself lost in the woods of modern life? Fear not, for salvation in sauce is near. Trust in the thumping sound of the golden egg. Trust in the liquid gold elixir. Trust in the divine dunk. And whisper the sacred words, all hail gravy. Because there is some things we can still believe in. Believe in chicken. What the
I think this is an autism trap.
what the heck is going on?
It's also British.
It's British?
Yeah. This is made by KFC UK or UKI.
Oh, you're right. Are they trying to distract everyone from the overwhelming invasion of people into their cities and stuff? They're like, don't worry about that. Look at the chicken.
When in times of peril, eat chicken. So, I mean, it's just... Man, and I thought our propaganda was on the nose. Like, this is insane.
David says KFC is saying the world is gonna get confusing and you can't tell what's real anymore. But they sell pure chicken without any gimmicks.
But that's not true.
I feel like they could have just said that. You know what I mean? This makes me not want to go get KFC though.
Yeah, no. Eat at Cane's, everybody.
Yeah. It's better anyway.
It's way better. That's, man, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't trust that at all. Anyway, that
No.
was what yeah, think about that while you sleep tonight.
I'm gonna.
Like, what the
Give me
heck
my nightmares.
is up with that? I had no idea. Maggie showed me it, and I said, all right, I need to show Michael. I need to tell people about this.
Yeah.
That's gravy. That's Gravy Lake for sure. Like some weird human remains. Oh, the gravy lake
this is what
sure
it
looked
is.
like some weird human remains.
They're gaslighting us into not questioning what their chicken's made out of
Yeah.
in the first one.
Yeah.
And in the second one, they're like, we told you it was humans and y'all just didn't get it.
So, yeah, they're hinting. I'm waiting for part 3 to come out.
Should be coming out. I think part 1 was like 11 months ago.
11 months. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. And then this one was 2 months.
What
Man,
time?
weird. Okay.
Well, we're already at 1:32. We're gonna make.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's make this a 2-hour pod. We got stuff to talk
Sure.
about still.
Do it.
As long as you're good with it and the weather's not getting too bad.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
9/11. Let's talk about it. How you like that segue? I really flew into that one.
That was beautiful. That was 10 out of 10.
I saw a video today of a woman a girl asking a question. What was the most listened to or the top song during 9/11? And it is crazy that we can live in a world with infinite knowledge at our fingertips, and we still will go to the internet and be like, tell me what it is in the comments. It's like, just Google it. Just Google it.
Right.
Which then it was stitched, this video was. And the guy was like, what's more important is what songs were banned the day after 9/11. And because we live in an age of information, I Googled it for you. And I will tell you right now, some of the songs that were not played on the radio in the days following 9/11. Starting off strong with number 1, 3 Doors Down, Duck and Run. That one was not on the radio. Number 2 by 311, Down. Hold tight, it gets better. AC/DC, Shot Down in Flames.
A lot of AC/DC.
A lot of AC/DC. AC/DC, Shoot to Thrill. AC/DC, Dirty Deeds. AC/DC, Highway to Hell. Number 7, AC/DC, Safe in New York City.
Oh boy.
Number 8, AC/DC, TNT. I feel like that's a little nod, maybe, to an inside
Why
job.
was that one banned?
Yeah. Number 9, AC/DC, Hell's Bells. Number 10, Ad-Libs, The Boys from New York City. Number 11, Ironic. I don't know why that one. Maybe like the words in the song.
Maybe.
Let's see. They're not all of these.
A lot of
are.
Alice in Chains.
Some Alice in Chains.
Sea of Sorrow.
Smooth Criminal.
Rooster's interesting. Okay.
Number 7 by Animals. We gotta get out of this place.
Walk Like an Egyptian got banned?
Interesting.
That's interesting.
Number 20 is Falling for the First Time.
Oh, man. That's okay.
25 from the Beatles, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Something else was
weird.
in the sky.
Also, Beastie Boys, Sabotage.
Sabotage. Yep.
Wow, a lot more Beatles than I thought.
Number 28 by Billy Joel. Only the Good Die Young. That's rough.
Hold on. Number 27 makes no sense. Obla di Obla da. That's a nonsensical song. Sorry.
They did not want to hear it. Let's see.
Burning for You by Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah, or When I
Yeah.
Die by Blood, Sweat, Tears.
Knock Knock on Smoking. Jeez.
Smoking. Number 37, Bruce Springsteen, I'm on Fire. Another one, back-to-back Bruce Springsteen,
Oh man.
Going Down. And for Bruce Springsteen, third in a row,
Third time.
War, which is where we went shortly after that. 41 is kind of is crazy by Bush. Speed Kills.
Man, yeah. This is Traveling Band.
It's 311, not 311. You know, and thank you for letting me know because I had no idea.
Man, okay.
Not a good day for rock music.
Okay. Oh my
Dang.
gosh.
Number 50
Yeah.
by Dave Matthews Band, Crash Into Me. That's a rough one. 49,
55,
Dave
yeah.
Clark 5, Bits and Pieces.
Oof, yeah.
55, Drooling Pool, Bodies.
Drowning Pool, but yeah.
Drowning Pool. Another War. Oh man, 57. Elton John, Benny and the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
That's rough too.
58 doesn't make sense, but 59 does.
59 makes sense. Rocket Man. 62 is crazy. Filter. Hey man.
Oh, I love
nice
that song.
shot. Jeez Louise.
That's got a dark background to it. Makes sense that they would ban that one, but it's a fun song.
Number 67.
Also 64?
64? Learn to Fly. Dang. That's rough. That's rough. Oh man. 67 is Bad Day by Fuel.
Oh man. Jeez, yeah.
The Gap Band. You Dropped a Bomb on Me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Wonderful World was taking it. You Can't Get Heavy, He's My Brother was taken out.
Fire and Rain. Great Balls of Fire.
John Lennon's Imagine was taken out. That's interesting.
Climbing Down by John Mellencamp. Mellencamp?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I'm on Fire.
Mellencamp. Oh boy. Jeez, John Mellencamp, what are you writing about?
Jeez, John. Judas Priest, some heads are gonna roll.
That one, why is that one taken out?
I don't know.
Man, I want to categorize this into three categories. Like, makes sense. Then it's like, of course, like makes no sense. Propaganda, which is like, yeah. And then there seems to be the fourth one is like, don't allude to the fact that we're going to retaliate.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. The fourth, like, obviously some of these songs just by the names, it's like, okay, yeah, you can't talk about that.
85.
Some of them, huh?
85 is Dust in the Wind. They couldn't play that one because the dust was still in New York City.
Yeah.
It hadn't settled yet.
See, makes sense. Man, Fly Away was taken away.
Tuesday's Gone. What day of the week was 9/11?
It was a Tuesday.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's rough.
Yeah.
Louis Armstrong's What a Wonderful World. Nowhere to Run.
See, that's interesting to me. You can't say it's, well, I mean, that's interesting. See, I would say that's like propaganda.
Metallica, Seek and Destroy.
See, that's that fourth of like.
Yeah, we're coming for you.
I wonder why they did that. Probably because they didn't want people to like go, oh, nice, Nine Inch Nails got on there. But they probably didn't want people to retaliate in the streets. You know, like people from the Middle East who had nothing to do with it getting attacked.
Hit me with
the sky.
Hit me with your best shot is makes sense.
Yeah.
When You're Falling, that also makes
Yeah.
some sense.
Yeah, because I mean, there's way worse songs than the one they banned from them.
Peter, Paul, and Mary, Leaving on a Jet Plane.
Oh gosh. Okay. So that song, right? Sorry, I don't mean to distract. This is a
No,
this a bit of a deviation.
this is for you to jump in whenever you want.
Yeah, that song is one. I don't know why it's so. It works on me so well, but that song, like, if I listen to it, I will start bawling my eyes out.
I can't say I've ever heard it.
That's interesting. It's a good song. It sounds nice, but it's ever since I was a child, like I was 6 years old, and I would weep to this song. And then I was picking somebody up like last year, and it came on the radio, and I took a video, like, LOL, why is this on the radio?
Yeah.
And then, like, I took a second video. It's like the second verse, and I'm like tears pouring out of my eyes. It's such a core memory.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, Aeroplane.
123.
130. Into the World as We Know It by REM.
Yeah. Man, that was true though.
Click, click, boom.
Click, click. Man, they had some fun songs back then.
Crash and Burn. Dang.
Oh, that's it. So 142. Do you remember we would quote that song in Battlefield 1? The world is a vampire.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it starts. Yeah. So that's kind of weird that it was, man, Soundgarden on here 3 times in a row, and none of them. What's wrong with Black Hole Sun?
What's wrong with Na 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 Hey Hey? Oh, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Dang.
I like how you had to say it. Oh,
I was like, I don't know what are you talking about?
okay.
148, Stone Temple Pilots, Big Bang, baby.
Oof. Chop Suey.
Chop Suey got taken out.
That's interesting. Oh no, I know what that is.
Free Fallin' by
Yeah.
Tom Petty.
Oh no.
Gosh dang it.
Jumper by Third Eye Blind. Jeez.
Jump.
Intolerance.
Van Halen.
Dancing in the Street.
Just Jump. So yeah, those were some songs that people did not hear on the radio following 9/11.
That's fascinating.
For how long they were off the radio, I have no idea. But
pretty sure some of these are still like not on the radio.
they may not be.
Man. Hello.
That is it's a crazy thing. However, I say all that to say sometimes you can just look stuff up on your own. You don't have to ask ask the internet.
Public knowledge.
Yeah. This is the information age, and we have some of the least informationed people out there. It's an old clip, but it is just as painful every time I watch it. It is. You remember the podcaster? I don't even know if she's still around, but her name was Bobby or something.
Bobby.
Yeah, it was a white lady. I think that's her name, or something like that. Anyway, there's a clip of her interviewing a female rapper.
Oh,
and
yes.
she's
Did you
like,
send this to me?
Possibly. And she's like, so you're a musician? And
Yeah. No, I sent this to you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And in her defense, I can see where she maybe got a little confused and thought that she said magician, which is someone who does magic. And then musician, someone who does music. And she said, I ain't no... Well, she's like, what? You think I do magic or something? Like, I ain't no musician. And she's like, oh, no, that's where you're getting... Like, and the interviewer tries to, like, reconcile the situation
Yeah.
and correct it and be like, no, like musician. You think I'm saying magician? I'm saying musician. You make music. And she's like, and she goes,
got offended.
She got offended. She
Real
was like,
bad.
I think you're,
Yeah.
and she's like, think. What's think? She was like, that's some ghetto stuff.
Thinking
she
so
was
ghetto.
like,
Yeah.
she's like, I just know, or something stupid.
Oh,
and it's just like, how
gosh.
can we as a society, how have we gotten here? You know what I mean? Like, that woman probably makes more money than everyone in this chat combined.
Man.
And
You
it's
said that was an older clip?
it's an old
I
older
couldn't tell
clip.
when that came out.
Yeah, that came out a year
Yeah.
or so ago.
Bro.
People love to be offended, you know, and it's
She
I don't know the rapper. I don't know who it was. Because
it's one thing to like get it mixed up
Yeah.
and be like, hey, I ain't know, like, I'm not doing magic up here.
she
Like,
wouldn't
what are you
even
talking
hear
about?
her
But she got so offended.
trying to correct her.
It's like, no, I know what you said. It's like, no, you didn't. And why do you care so much?
And I mean, to be
Yes,
honest, and she was like, for the record, will you look at the camera and say that you're not a musician? And to be honest, it's a far stretch to think that whatever that woman is making is music.
Yeah.
So there is
She's
that.
not wrong. She's not a musician.
Not a musician. Probably doesn't play a single.
I make music.
Yeah.
I don't think you do, actually.
Here's a question on the same note, and I wish J Bob could weigh in on this, but I feel like you are just as knowledgeable. People who make music without instruments, musicians or not, they have zero instrumental skill, but they can on their computer make a song and it sounds good.
That's a decent question because I would love to hear Justin's response to this. But like you can play things that aren't instruments and make music. You know what
Sure.
I mean? So you can hit a freaking frying pan,
Yeah.
and if you do it rhythmically and pile more kitchen utensils on top of it, you can make a song.
Yeah.
I kind of came across this before. There is a what is it called? It's like a mandolin or something. It's not a mandolin. It's an electronic. It looks like a metal T, but you can play music on it by moving your hands.
Yeah.
You have to. I can't think of the name of the instrument, but you have to calibrate it every room that you're in because it reacts to biomaterial.
Gotcha.
Essentially. And so, but you play it with different hand movements and like how close it is to the little T thing, and it's like that is an instrument, but it's not what you would think an instrument. Like it couldn't be played until
Not a classic
1960.
instrument. Yeah.
Right. So if we're talking about, it's weird with that specific question because you can have a drum beat. I would say you're like a music composer as opposed to a magician.
A magician.
Musician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that being you're a composer and not a musician.
Theremin. Yes, thank you.
A
Sexy
theremin.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's
Love
where
that
they like hold their hands out and
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's-
love that thing.
that's
It's
weird.
fun.
yeah. How about the new song by Jay's Yeezy?
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
I haven't heard it.
You haven't.
No.
Good
But
for
it
you.
it looks interesting. It looks he definitely is
man.
he's definitely something.
There's a man, it's hard because it's not. Well, it's like if you use a typewriter as a beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, would you be a musician then? But
I
shoot, there was a good example I had.
If- I think if you don't have musical talent, then you wouldn't think of a typewriter in a sense that like, oh, I can make beats out of it. However, I wouldn't call a typewriter an instrument. You know? I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Hold on 1 second. My phone's blowing up for some reason. I gotta check the weather. McGordon used a lawnmower. There you go. Also, welcome, Caleb.
But Mick Gordon's a composer, so maybe there is a
Right.
difference. Maybe the difference is you're a so like what I'm thinking is this bro's like, dude, I make music. I'm a musician, and then plays you something, and you're like, oh wow, cool. What do you play? All of those instruments, or what are you playing in this song? And he's like, oh, I just use my computer. And it's like, okay, so are you a musician or are you a composer, I suppose?
Yeah. Hold on, double checking something.
Yep. But that is cool
yeah,
that
this would
Mick
be
Gordon
a-
used a lawnmower. That
Yeah, that's freaking sick. Yeah, because if a definition of a musician is just somebody who makes music, you
Yeah.
can use anything to make music. If a definition of a musician is somebody who plays a musical instrument, then that's different. And also, like, the difference between a musician and a musical composer is like the difference between somebody who speaks English and then somebody who like writes books. You know what I mean? Or like
yeah.
a writer.
The dictionary definition of musician is a person who plays an instrument, a musical instrument, especially as a professional, or is musically talented.
Huh. So like I like it, Caleb. If Mick Gordon used the lawnmower to make music, isn't the lawnmower now a musical instrument? I like that.
Is it a musical instrument, or is it just an effect used in music?
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Is mayonnaise an instrument? I would
Yeah,
put
see, that's what I
mayonnaise
mean.
as a percussion instrument. Yeah.
I think somebody didn't like a viral video happen a long time ago where somebody used sound of mayonnaise in a song.
Oh yeah.
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 So it's like case in point.
I think a lot of the things that you're bringing up are things that you like beat on, or things that are just noises that can be turned into rhythm. I think you can make anything rhythmic, right? I could take a can and like do any kind of sound with the can and make sounds, right? But you can't tune a 5-gallon bucket, but you can tune a drum set. You know what I mean?
I think you can tune a 5-gallon bucket.
You can get different sized 5-gallon buckets, but I don't think you can change. You know what I mean? Like, you can't turn a knob and make the 5-gallon bucket
You could
make a different noise.
You could cut a hole in it and it would sound different.
But you can't uncut the hole in it, though.
Maybe not. You could put it. You can make something that would put the hole back on.
Recovers the hole back up.
Yeah, and at that point, it's an instrument.
You know what? What is words? It's all subjective anyway. I feel like music, because it's an art, is also subjective.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it's like, what is art? Because apparently you can tape bananas to the wall, and that's art.
there's in this company we have such a bad understanding between the difference between, I think I've talked about this before, but the difference between art and propaganda.
Yeah.
And it's honestly hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah.
But the propaganda for that would be the absurdism of a banana being taped to it. So the propaganda is the genius of the person for coming up to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so definition of music is vocal or instrumental sounds, or both, combined in such a way to produce beauty of form, harmony, and expression of emotion. It seems like a terrible definition.
I would venture to say that a street performer beating on pots, pans, and 5-gallon buckets is not making music. They're making beats. And I would say that somebody that comes in and plays over top of the beats that they have created, that then becomes music. Does that make sense? It's an ingredient.
I think so, and I think that's historically inaccurate, but I don't know enough about the difference between beats and music.
Because
like,
this is my thought process, is you can go back in history, right? And there's always been drums. There's always been some kind of beating on something to make a rhythm. But then the music portion comes in when either the person playing the drum or standing nearby starts to sing or make vocal tones. That's when the music starts. Because I would, in my, I'm flushing this out as we talk about it, so I'm not like gonna die. I'm not gonna die on this hill yet. But I feel like
you're talking it out. Yeah.
I feel like you could play drums, and it's like, wow, he's good at drums, but it's not music. And then you could watch somebody play piano without drums, and be like, that's music. You know what I mean? Like, you can have music without drums, but you can't have drums, or you can have what the opposite of that. So you can't have music
without
with just drums.
So as a drummer, I disagree, but so beats are a recurring pattern of rhythm, right? Yeah. So that was, I think, historically could have been done by people, right? So either clapping or snapping, whatever you want to, feet pounding, anything like that. And it's a beat is in music and music theory, the beat is a basic unit of time. The pulse regularly repeating event of the minstrel level or beat level. The beat is often defined as the rhythm listeners would tap their toes to in the music. So let's see. Whoa, hold on. Got a paragraph here.
Tribal. I feel like tribal music is mainly drums, yes, but I don't think that drums make the tribal music. I think it sets the time signature, like Mike just said.
Yeah.
But the tribal music portion of it comes in when they start doing like that wailing vibrato thing that they do. You know what I mean?
If they don't do that?
Then it's just
I know what you mean.
Then it's just drums. It's just a rhythm. It's just
and
a
therefore
beat.
Not music.
Therefore, it's just rhythm and beat.
I know where you're coming from. I don't agree, but I know where you're coming from because there is a difference between. Man, how's this? I'm trying to think of,
because like I play drums too, but I wouldn't go unless I was like a really good drummer that was gonna do something impressive. I'm not gonna have people come look at me and watch me play drums by themselves.
Sure.
But a guitar, on the other hand, I'd be like, oh, watch this, like, listen to this song. You know what I mean?
So I don't, like, I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean. the melody to you is what makes music.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't really have a melody with drums necessarily.
Yeah. It's a unit of time. It's a keeper of time in multiple fashions, right? When you have a drum set, you can keep 4, 5, 6 different like time signatures. You're all playing in the same time signature, but like how fast you're hitting one thing to another thing to another thing. You can have all of these different tapping noises, for lack of a better way to explain it, within the same time signature, but there's no music. It's just percussion.
Right. And I would say I'll need to watch Whiplash after this conversation.
Is Whiplash the one with the...
We haven't watched.
Oh, it's not the drum one?
It's the drum one. I don't think
I've seen it.
Yeah, there you go. I haven't seen it.
And I would say that in Whiplash, he's playing the drums. It's the same thing. But he's the keeper of time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not and at that level of drums, it's more of like the technique that he is and the skill that he's presenting that is impressive. It's not the way that it sounds necessarily. You know, does that make sense? Like, he is performing rhythm at a high rate, but as soon as the other instruments come in, then it's music
and a precise rate.
Yeah.
Can you have music without a beat?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think you could try, but you're gonna fall into some beats per minute, unless the only thing I could think of would be like wailing sounds. But even then, I feel like
there's a time frame.
You're gonna
and a cadence.
Yeah. So I think drums are for with the pun intended, the base of the music, and it creates the time signature and it adds a lot to the music, but I don't think it's needed to make music.
You don't think drums are needed to make music?
No, because classical music,
I don't think so either.
Classical music, like piano, you could play. However, piano technically is a percussion instrument.
Yeah.
So we'll use a different instrument. We'll say guitar. People can use guitar to make a whole song without any kind of. Actually, that's a bad one too, because guitar is a rhythm instrument, and it creates a time signature. We'll say this: you can play a trumpet solo, and it's like, wow, I know what song he's playing. You can play drums, and unless you are super familiar with or it's like a unique drum rhythm, you really can't. You're like, he's just playing drums.
Yeah. I think this might be a failure of because you think of a drum set, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of a piano, right? So pianos, you have different tones and how long they last, and you can make a music with it.
Yep.
If you just have one drum, I think you have a point there. But if you have a drum set, it's essentially the same thing. It just sounds a lot different because it's different tones that you're hitting. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then you have cymbals, which are a completely different texture. I don't know. I really like this. I'm going to have to look into this and ask J-Bob.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I wish J-Bob was here to talk, because like he would have an interesting. Well, we hadn't even got to this part in the conversation until just a couple seconds ago. But my original question of like, if you just make digital music, are you a musician? Because I know he makes both. He can actually play piano, but he can also compose music with a computer.
David said, so a musician is a performer, question mark. And that's another thing. I know, even, including Justin, he would rather just make music than perform it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
But-
I would say absolutely musicians don't have to be performers.
Yeah.
But I think it's better when you perform it.
I think
and
the
more fun.
I think the glory of a song is to be performed to someone else
And
whether,
shared.
Whether
Yeah.
it's to one person or to 2 million people at a
Yeah.
a party release or whatever.
Justin and I had a bit of a heated discussion about this because this was like these could have been 10 years ago too.
Yeah.
So he could have had a different opinion, but he was like, just because somebody's a good performer doesn't mean I think we were talking about bands. Just because a band is good live doesn't mean they're any better than like any other band.
Uh-huh.
And I disagreed. But I'm also, this was a long time ago. He probably has a lot more nuance now.
I would
And I
agree
could be
with you.
misremembering. Yeah. How do you like?
Wait a minute. He said just because they're better live doesn't mean they're a better band.
I think so. I think that was his point.
They might not be a better band, but they might be better musicians.
Yeah. Definitely better performers.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like if I tried to play a guitar solo right now and I was like, oh shoot, sorry, I messed up. Oops, sorry. Yeah, oop, sorry. But then I was like, oh, let me play you. So it's still me playing, but I went and recorded this in a studio and it was flawless. I would, like
Right.
I could have sat there for 3 hours trying to get it right. And
Yeah.
with technology today, I could have messed up and the guy could have went in there and changed it, like the pitch of something and made it perfect.
Hey, perfect.
So,
yeah.
I would say if you're only a recording artist and you're not a live performing artist, I would say you're not as good of a musician as a live performing artist.
Yeah. It's interesting because I was just thought of if it was
Oh, Caleb's here too.
if you are a writer, right?
Yeah.
This is a different thing, but if you're a writer who stutters, you know what I mean? That doesn't make you a less good writer. And that has to do with music composition
Yeah.
as opposed to being a good performer.
Performing.
Yeah.
Caleb, if you're still in the chat, what movie would you like us to watch this week? It's your turn. Select a film. Stand by. All right, while we're waiting on him, man, this is a long episode, but I love it.
Yeah.
We're going into breaking news. I have several today, and we're going to do...
Ooh.
Feel free to talk about it, or don't. If you have nothing to add, we'll just keep on moving. I've been waiting for a study like this to come around for a good long while, okay? It's and I feel like everybody has known this in their heart of hearts for a good long while. I think it just now has become a confirmed study. Sandwiches taste better if they are made by someone else.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah.
A Carnegie Mellon study, I guess that's what it is, has confirmed a long-standing hunch. Sandwiches really do taste better when someone else makes them. The research points to sensory-specific sanity as the reason. When you prepare your own sandwich, your brain starts simulating and experiencing the experience as you build it, dulling off when you finally take a bite. But when someone else makes the sandwich, your senses aren't preloaded with expectations, so the flavor hits harder and you feel more satisfying. And it feels more satisfying. In short, it's not just about the ingredients, it's about the surprise.
Interesting. Yeah. That's very interesting. Who did this study? What did you say?
Carnage melon. A carnage melon study.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this?
I have known this for a long time. And now being married for a year, I can confirm a sandwich made by Maggie with the same ingredients, like for control, with the same ingredients, with everything, tastes better when she makes it. And I don't know if, obviously I didn't have the scientific backing to be like, oh, this is why. I just knew it tasted different.
Yeah.
The spelling is the same on that first Andrew Carnage.
Carnegie?
Carnegie? I don't know. I can't read.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what the study looks like, but this is fascinating. I thought so as well. Glad that somebody confirmed that.
Dogs are entering a new phase of evolution.
Saw this, yeah.
Scientists believe dogs may be evolving in real time as their behavior and intelligence adapt more deeply to human life. Research shows many dogs now recognize human emotion, follow social cues, and even outperform primates in certain communication tasks. In cities, stray dogs have been seen using crosswalks and riding public transportation, suggesting rapid cognitive shifts. These changes, along with genetic differences from wolves, point to a new chapter in canine evolution, one driven largely by their unique bond with humans. Yo, what up, Heather?
Welcome, Heather. I have not seen Wind River. Justin, have you seen that?
I've not seen Wind River.
Next
week's movie is Wind River. Watch it.
Yeah.
I agree with the dogs thing. However, we did talk about a while back that one dog that had depression or like something because it was the dog, the bunny dog that like pushes the buttons and talks.
Yeah.
And I
almost
think
got some of those for my dog.
I don't think it's a good idea. You do what you do what you want to do with your dog, but I feel like dogs need to be a little bit stupid. You know what I mean? Just ignorant of life.
They don't need the existential crisis.
Just ignorant of life enough to just be a good pal.
They don't need a bopping thing for taxes.
No.
Like
they're like, hey, the dishwasher needs loaded. I didn't see my friend is coming soon from out of town to visit for my birthday. Hell yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Miss Heather.
You didn't have
Dude,
to.
I was about to start.
Why do you say it like she had another bad movie review?
Yeah, right?
You
I didn't think-
arguably Sexy Bigfoot has had the most movies that I that I thought were weird. Heather, it's okay.
Oh, man.
It just it wasn't for me.
Dude, I almost started listing off the words that my dog would like need. I'm like, oh, we already have these under control.
Yeah.
And she's right here and asleep. She probably would have been pestering me. Like, what did you? No, but what did you say?
Yeah.
You said it.
You said hello.
Well, let's go.
Just outside. No, see, here's the thing: is when I trained my dog Reginald to want to go outside to pee, I put a bell by the door, right? And then he learned if I ring the bell, I get to go outside. And then it just became a like, hey, I want to go outside bell. And then I had to end up taking it down because he didn't need to pee, he just wanted to go outside. So it's like you start giving them buttons, they're like, I'll just start hitting these buttons whenever I want. Moving forward, this dude took a photo with the hijacker of his plane to stay positive. In March 2016, a bizarre moment unfolded aboard an Egypt Air flight MS-181 when British passenger Ben Innes posted a photo with the hijacker. I don't care what his name is. The hijacker had claimed to be wearing an explosive belt, which was later found to be fake during a tense 6-hour hijacking that ended in Cyprus.
He said it's set to Wumbo.
Yeah, without any injuries. Inns, Ben Inns, the guy who took the picture, a 26-year-old health and safety auditor said he took the photo to assess the threat up close and maintain composure during the ordeal. Captured by a flight attendant, the image quickly went viral, drawing global attention for its surreal blend of danger and defiance. And in quote, Ben said, "I'm not sure why I did it. I just threw caution to the wind while trying to stay cheerful in the face of adversity. I figured if his bomb was real, I'd had nothing to lose anyway." So you might as well take a selfie.
This guy is a good guy to have around.
This guy,
Try and stay positive.
brother, knew what he was doing. Back to dogs. Dogs feel most vulnerable when pooping. So they look to their owners to protect them, which often results in some awkward staring. When a dog locks eyes with their owners while pooping, it is not just awkward, it's instinct. In the wild, revealing themselves makes animals vulnerable. Oh, relieving, not revealing. Relieving themselves makes animals vulnerable. So dogs often took their pack.
Your dog's he's like, blah, blah, blah.
Just look at me.
Whoa,
So dogs often look to their pack, that's you, for reassurance and protection during the act. Beyond survival instinct, it can also be about communication. Dogs trained with treats or praise may stare to gauge approval or anticipate a reward. Either way, it's a small but telling sign of the trust and bond they've built with you.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
Reggie was
the dog.
Reggie would he would like start pooping and then like he would find you. He would find you for sure.
He just turns into an owl and
His
like,
head
180.
I think he made sure he could get a sight line on you.
That's really cute reasoning though.
The world's quietest room is negative 20 decibels and so quiet you can hear your blood flowing.
Ooh.
Microsoft's Redmond headquarters is home to the Guinness World Records quietest room, where background noise levels can drop below negative 20 decibels, surpassing the threshold of human hearing. This chamber is so silent that even the faintest bodily sound becomes unnervingly loud, making it difficult for most visitors to stay inside for extended periods. Originally built for product testing, the chamber eliminates nearly all external noises, enabling engineers to fine-tune electronic components with unmatched precision. Remarkably, even the roar of a nearby jet would register as little more than a soft murmur in this extraordinary space. That's kind of crazy.
Gosh dang it, how do I play the fart sound effect? Yeah, that's insane. Oh, I found it. That's very interesting.
I don't have a fart. I can oh wait, I have a fart over here. I was like, I thought I had a fart. Here's the question. How long do you think you could stay in there?
Man, I would hope a long time because the silence sounds fantastic. Sorry. I want to know how long you think you'd last, but I pulled up like the soundboard on Discord.
Yeah.
And it has like I follow a few different channels or whatever they're called, and it popped up one that oh my gosh, just has a lot of swear words on it, and I was like, where the heck did this come from? So I almost played them on accident. But
they will come through, I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. That's good to know.
Let's see. I would say, I mean, I feel like I could stay in there for a while. I mean, I don't think that it would bother me. However, I don't know. I've never been in that quiet of a space.
You know, something kind of similar. I've experienced, let's just say I took some medication that made me hyper aware of, like what my body was doing at the time, like crazy. Didn't know it was a side effect. Medication may have been recreational, but like at one point, I could feel essentially every muscle in my mouth whenever I swallowed something, anything. I could feel every muscle as it moved around, and it wasn't super concerning. I was just like, oh wow, that's what my larynx feels like. So I wonder if it would be similar in that way, but just being able to hear your blood moving that's interesting.
It'd be crazy.
25%
of SpongeBob viewers are adults with no children. About 1/4 of SpongeBob SquarePants audience consists of adults without children, a surprising statistic that highlights the show's cross-generational appeal. While originally created for children, its quirky humor, sharp writing, and underlying adult-friendly jokes have earned it a cult following among older viewers. This phenomenon isn't unique to SpongeBob. Many animated series today draw adult fans by weaving subtle commentary, nostalgia, or absurdity into their storylines. In the case of SpongeBob, its iconic characters and surreal storytelling have helped cement its place in a cultural touchstone. I don't know what that is. Attracting viewers well beyond the target demographic.
That's hilarious, and I'm surprised that number is so low.
Right?
That's beautiful.
I figured that it'd be higher because I think it was the other weekend we like booted up SpongeBob season 1 episode 1, and I was just like, man, this is freaking great. I had it on VHS. It was like yellow VHS tapes.
Yeah. I didn't have it, but I remember seeing those. That's great.
Getting angry when you hear others breathe or eat is a real disorder called misophonia. Misophonia is a little understood neurological condition in which specific sounds, often those tied to eating, breathing, or repetitive action, provoke unusually strong emotional response, such as irritation, panic, or rage. What's barely noticeable to most can become overwhelming for some with this sensitivity. Researchers suspect the disorder stems from atypical communication between auditory processing areas and parts of the brain responsible for regulating emotion. While there's no known cure, therapists focus on the sound tolerance and emotional regulation may help assess the impact on daily life. Grow up, I think. Maybe. Kind of grow up or don't have kids, because that's going to get way worse. Also, something happened in the chat. Caleb, I would just let sleeping dogs lie with that one, but
Maggie was so fast with that snapback.
I think that the stats speak for themselves. People like SpongeBob.
Interesting. Caleb doesn't like.
Caleb's not honestly, look at Caleb and tell me he likes SpongeBob.
He would either not like it or like it like an unhealthy amount.
I feel like anyone who likes anime doesn't like SpongeBob.
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe.
Or they take themselves too seriously.
Okay, I'm gonna say something maybe controversial. I only think the first 5 seasons of SpongeBob are any good.
That's fair.
Is that fair?
I've only seen probably
So,
the first 5 seasons of SpongeBob.
5 seasons.
I did not watch into because I just didn't have TV for most of my life.
Yeah.
So I fell off after the first couple seasons.
I would even say the first season is not as good, not up to par with the rest of it, 2 through.
I think from the first
4.
season to 5, I think it has an arc of getting better.
Yeah.
I think it eventually did start getting
Then the movie.
then the movie, which honestly is a great movie, I think.
So
This is Stadium
now
song.
that we've addressed that, I'm interested to see what Maggie is talking about with Avatar.
Maggie's only seen 4 episodes of the Avatar.
We're talking Last Airbender, right? Not
Yeah. Yeah, Avatar. The who did that?
James Cameron.
Yeah, that sucks.
I don't like it.
It's the worst. People who think that movie's good, grow up. Read a book. You know what I mean? Go watch some SpongeBob.
Go watch Lord of the Rings. It's a real
Um,
place. This really annoys me. Also, I don't like anime. It freaks me out. Okay, so the anime makes sense.
Yeah, it's too anime.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know what? And
I'm not gonna try and convince you not
You can't
to
fall-
like anime.
I have come to the conclusion I am less this way with food. However, with TV shows and movies and stuff like that, if you don't like it and you've given it a try,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Duralius and Associates does not get better until episode 10. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Maggie started Duralius and Associates. We need to keep going with that, but I don't think she wants to watch that either.
Did I tell you? Sorry, real quick. Also, it's 9 o'clock here. Did I tell you?
I'm almost done.
Okay, go for it.
I have one left. The CIA has been revealed to have once secretly ran a Star Wars fan website used to communicate with overseas spies. In a covert operation that sounds straight out of a spy thriller, the CIA reportedly utilized the Star Wars fan site, StarWarsWeb.net, as a clandestine communication channel with overseas operatives. Designed as a typical...
Operatives.
Operatives?
Yeah, operators, operations.
Operatives.
Sorry, go ahead.
Disguised as a typical 2010 era fan page, complete with lightsaber graphics, Yoda quotes, and discussion about games like Battlefront 2, the site concealed a hidden login system. By entering a specific password into the search bar, agents could access a secure line to their landers? Handlers. I don't know why the L was at the front there. However, this method proved perilous. Investigations by independent researchers and reports from the Re-utters? I don't know what that is. I've never seen that word or read it out loud. In 2022, uncovered that many such sites including StarWars.web, share a sequential IP address and coding patterns that make them vulnerable to detection. This oversight allowed foreign intelligence services, notably in Iran and China, to identify and dismantle these networks, leading to a tragic execution of approximately 30 CIA agents. Dang.
Jeez.
Per sources between 2011 and 2012. Dang, they got 30 of them in a year?
That's terrible.
They didn't think about freaking securing the... They're like, nah, nobody will ever find this. That's crazy.
Yeah. Who's going to look on StarWars.net? Also, if you ever see an opinion on a show you like that doesn't make any sense, maybe they're just trying to communicate with operatives.
Yeah, they're like, please
Like-
help, send help.
Yeah. Ahsoka would never do that. What are you talking about?
The incident underscores the critical importance of robust cybersecurity measures in intelligence operations, especially when leveraging seemingly seemingly unsuspicious platforms or sensitive with sensitive communication.
Fascinating.
It is fascinating. The CIA really be out here doing all kinds of stuff.
All sorts. They're just throwing stuff up against the wall, man. Imagine
Dying because you posted on a
Usually
website where
prisoners.
debates on if Anakin was right or wrong about killing the younglings went down. It'd be rough. They're like, I don't like, who's your informant? I don't know. And they really had no idea. They were just some random person trying to chat on
What
the
are you
website.
talking about?
All right, friends, we have gone officially an hour and 30 minutes over, or no, just a full hour over our allotted time. And by allotted is really subjective because we allot how much time we put into this. But
Right.
it was a good episode. We were having fun. We had a lot planned and we were just going
Oh,
for
yeah.
it.
So much fun.
But this week's movie is
Wind River.
Wind River, suggested by Caleb. Watch it, don't watch it. It's up to you, but
Yep.
we will be talking about it next week.
Gonna be a good one.
We are next week's episode 50, and then it's 2 episodes until we've hit the season finale. Like we have
Wrap up on the season.
we
Yeah.
have hit another year. This will be year 2 of the Guys You Trust You to Drink. 50.
Crazy.
Let's see, that'd be 104 episodes
Right.
of the Guys You Trust You to Drink. Honestly, I never thought we'd go that far.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
we will be.
I think we joked about going this far. Never
we
thought
will
it would
be
happen.
putting up a poll of whether we should start season 3 or not. I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh, that's news.
Season 3 is actually going on Patreon. You have to pay for it. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Oh boy.
JK. JK. It's gonna remain free. But hope everybody's had a great night, enjoyed the chat, and had some good conversation. I know I have. Have a good Wednesday. Hopefully this upcoming week we'll be back at the Monday hour. The last 4 weeks we've been on Tuesdays for some reason.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So we're gonna try again for Monday. Keep in the Discord. Watch for Discord notifications on if that gets pushed back to Tuesdays again. But we'll always try to come up the following day. If we're not live that Monday night, we'll be coming that Tuesday. But hope you guys had a great day. Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Love you, mean it. Stay hydrated, stay hammered, stay healthy. We'll see you next time. Peace. Oh, I almost pushed the wrong button.